And you know, there's at least 3 ways to register for pillar classes, and we're going to try to make this in Neon just as simple as possible. But I'm going to go over a couple of very simple things, and especially you start with the catalog. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit here. If you go to the Pillar website and you actually look at the catalog, you can bookmark the Pillar website for future reference. And it's easy to bookmark a page. If you go to, if the catalog is right on the home page of the Pillar Institute website. And to bookmark this page for future use, when you go to bookmark, you go to www.pillarinstitute.org. That takes you to the home page. If you look over to the right side of your screen, there's a little star right there. All you have to do is click on that little star to bookmark that.
What browser are you using?
I use Internet Explorer.
Okay.
But on any browser, there's a method that you can use to add it to your favorites.
You can use Google. Google has the star too.
Google has it, yep.
Yeah, Google Chrome has the star there, and just bookmark it. And you can change the name of it if it's like really long. It shouldn't be really long. It should just say Pillar Institute. But if it's really long, you could shorten it or put anything you want.
Mm-hmm. And now on mine, it comes up, but after you click on that little star to add it to your favorites, the next thing that comes up is this little edit favorites box, and it asks you where you want to put it. And on mine, I put it on my favorites bar, which keeps it right at the top of my web page, my search engine web page. So then I tell it to put it on my favorites bar, and I click done right here, and it adds it right to my favorites bar. So anytime I open up my computer, and I bring up my search, my browser, I've got it bookmarked. So when I bring up my new tab, bring up a new tab, I've got my Mahjong sites, and right here you can see Pillar Institute right there. So I just click right on that, and it brings me right to Pillar's homepage. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So how do you get it in that line?
When I clicked on this little star to add it to my favorites bar.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, then you should be able to add it to your favorites bar right here, Phyllis.
Yeah, I've done that, but I don't get it up there at the top.
Yeah, and that puts it in that little bar right at the very top. Okay.
It doesn't for me, but okay.
It doesn't? Oh.
I mean,
you have to look at your browser to see it, Phyllis.
Yeah.
I don't have that up right now, but I'll do that later.
Okay.
May I make another suggestion?
Sure, Henry. Hop right in there.
You can easily take the catalog and save it as a copy on your desktop. If you just go to catalog and right click, save as, and put it in desktop, give it the name, and it's right there on your desktop anytime you want it.
No, you know, I didn't even think of doing that, Henry. That is a really, really good suggestion. Didn't even think of doing that. In fact, I think I can do, let's see. I think I can screen share here. I can go over to Pillar. I'll have to change my screen sharing here.
That's a great idea, Henry.
Yeah, you can do that easily. That's a really good idea. I didn't even think of doing that. So that's another idea right there. Just put it right over there. I always go to the website, so that's my method of doing it, but whatever works for you, I'm sure is just great. Perfect.
He's a big desktop person.
Yeah. See, I keep my desktop really clean, so I don't do that. Is Henry one of those that's got icons like all over his desktop?
Uh-huh.
So if you're a Pillar member already, it's really easy to register for classes using the Neon software. You can go to the class calendar tab on the Pillar website or the Learn tab, either one, and select the purple class registration button that's right there on the website. You just click that button, and that's going to take you right out to the Neon account login page. And the login page is super simple. It's got your login name and your password. And you've got, if you've got a Pillar membership, you do have an account login and a password. And if you forgot your login name or password, you just click on right down here where it says forgot my login name or password, and you'll get an immediate email back that says click on this link and you can reset that information. And it does, it comes in immediately. Comes in immediately. And you can reestablish that information. And I think the login name, I think, can they use their email address in the login name, Vicki? Or does it have to be?
They can do whatever they want.
Okay.
Yeah, so just a slight correction, everybody who's a member has an account, but they don't have a login.
Okay.
Unless they created it because the system didn't create it for them. It's just blank, so they could put anything in there that they want for the login and their password.
Okay, thanks. So here's where, like, Mike created his login, and he got this email requesting login, recently requested login information. And all he did was just click on this link, and it took him right back in to create login name and a password. So it was really simple to do. He created a username and a password, and he was able to set that up just literally within a couple minutes. Super easy to do. So once you're logged in, the first place that you're going to see is a welcome screen. And then it's got this pull down menu off to the side. What would you like to do? And that pull down menu's got a bunch of options on there. It asks you if you want to see a list of current classes, see what you've registered for, if you'd like to donate, if you'd like to, it's got a whole list of things. I think I have one slide here. Here it is. Your membership status. If you'd like to change your password. If you're a volunteer, it's got things about volunteer project hours. And you can log out from there. So it's got this whole list of things that you can do from this pull down menu. If you want to see the classes and register, you want to select the first one where it says current classes. So you just want to, so the process right now is you go to Pillar's homepage, you select the Neon login or the current classes, and you just go right into the Neon login. You log in and select current classes, and that takes you to a list of the classes, and you find the class you want, and you just click on the register button. Super easy to do. Just click on the register button, and that takes you over to an event registration screen. You include yourself as an attendee and hit continue, and then
I had trouble knowing whether the register is at the top or bottom of the.
Oh, yeah. Underneath or up, yeah. Above, yeah. It is a little, it should be underneath.
Okay.
Underneath it. And then when you go to this one, double check that it's the right class. It gives your event registration, and then it gives you the class name. And then you can continue.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Vicki, I noticed that it shows the title of the class. It does not mention the instructor. I wonder, is it easy for you to add the instructor so we make sure that it's the right one that we're looking for? The one before. If you go back one.
Well, this doesn't
Here?
matter.
Yeah, right there. Is it possible to put the instructor's name up there?
We might be able to add it to, I think it's pulling the title, but we could add it to the title.
You might think about it.
Okay, all right, I'll make a note of that.
Has this changed since last time when we registered?
No.
Okay. I somehow got through that, so. maybe I'll get-
You did fine. So you've selected your class, you've hit register here. So now you've made sure that this is the right class. So now you've hit continue, and it takes you over to attendee information. Oh. So Mike had registered for a class here. The example screen that I have here, it would, if you're a member, it would say member price $20 here. And you would check that and then continue here. And then you could either here at this screen, you could either register for another class or you could complete the registration. If you're just taking one class, you would just complete registration here, or you could register for another event and it would take you back to the list of classes that are there. So in this example, Mike was just registering for one class. So it has the price of that class. It was over the summer when he was registering, so there was a discount involved. And you could also include a donation here. And that's still, you still have the donation on the registration, right, Vicki?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That part didn't change.
Yeah. So you could also include a donation there. And then if you wanted to donate some, you could just include that in your registration. So then you could just hit complete registration button. And that takes you over to the payment page then, which is the payment screen. Here you can use a credit card or an e-check. To be honest with you, I don't know anybody who uses e-check. Have we had any e-checks?
No, not yet, but you know,
Yeah.
it's an option if you'd
an
rather
option.
it pull it from your checking account versus a credit card.
Yeah.
I
So
have a question. Are you going to be including PayPal as a method of payment?
No, not on this system, no. Just credit cards and e-checks.
good question, Henry.
The PayPal actually uses a credit card or a checking account. It's all kind of hidden from. That's the reason why we use it. So I'm wondering, there may be a very good reason not to use PayPal, but I don't know what it is. So I wondered if you had looked into it.
So we're trying to keep the two systems separate. We do use PayPal, but we use it for, say, our fundraisers like our Jam and Salsa. It's just reporting, keeping the two systems separate. I'll look into it. I think we can use PayPal here, but I'm not positive because this is a new system.
The main reason for using PayPal is that the vendor, which is this case is Pillar, but whoever you're buying from, never sees what your credit card number is. It's hidden from them. So it's a protection. And there's a lot of people that trust PayPal, whereas they're suspicious of people breaking into their credit cards. So it works very well for me, and I would recommend it.
Okay, yeah, and I've got people on the other side that don't like PayPal. We don't see your credit card number. Even with our old system, we didn't see your credit card number. We may see the last four of them, and you know, but that's it. That's all we see. We don't see your credit card numbers in the system.
Right. And Vicki,
Maybe a statement by the credit card numbers that says something about your credit card number is protected, or something, just to make people more comfortable. I'm just a thought.
Yeah, kind of like what we had in the catalog before. There's a whole bunch of information on credit card safety that we actually have to do. We can't just do this. You know, it's a secure system. I can't remember what exactly the code is that you have to actually take credit cards, but it's very secure.
so
Margaret,
Vicki,
yeah.
Yeah, I had a question too. This is just a comment as well. On the credit card processing fees that we're incurring because we're doing mostly everything by credit card now for Pillar, are we able to is it illegal for Pillar to build that credit card cost into the fee for the class rather than asking for a donation?
It's not illegal. I just wanted to give people the option of, you know, paying the credit card fees versus making it mandatory. And for the most part, most people are paying it, you know, because it's
Okay.
$1 or so per class, which
Okay,
really helps us out.
right. As long as we're getting that covered, I'm good with that, because at this point, we really need to maybe not be paying credit card fees.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay, cool.
Does anybody know how e-checks work? I've not even heard of it.
So if you've ever done anything like the utilities or the DMV, where you actually, you know, you have one of your blank checks and you put your routing number and your account number in there, and then obviously the amount, and then it's like a debit out of your checking account.
Okay.
The reason why we have the option, and just like the DMV, I was just there. So if you do it by check, there is no fee involved. If you do it by credit card, obviously there's a credit card fee. So, you know, when I go to the DMV, I pay by check. I don't use my credit card. So it's just another option. Some people don't like to use their credit cards and would prefer to have it just taken out of the checking account, just like writing a check.
Okay, thanks. I might do that.
So if you're using a credit card, you have to enter in the credit card information. And then when you're done with all that, and like I said, emphasize here, you be sure you check the amount before you do anything else here. When you enter in your credit card information, you have to hit submit, but only hit the submit button once. And your payment may take up to a minute or a couple minutes to process. So just let it sit and let it process. Okay? And then once it's processed, Neon will take you back to the screen here that says, thank you for your event registration. And also you can add the event straight into your Outlook calendar or your Google calendar, if you'd like to at this point. And you will also get an email that right after you register for an event, you'll get an email that says, thank you for your registration. And it gives you the class that you registered for and the virtual meeting link, the Zoom link for that class. Gives you the date and time of the class and the Zoom link. And normally I don't use the addition to my calendar off of the acknowledgement here on Neon. I actually wait until I get the email, and then I copy this information and make my own calendar entry and put this in my calendar. Don't ask me why, that's just the method that I use to do it. But do save this email because it's got the Zoom link information right here to get you into the Zoom class. Okay?
May I jump in again?
You may, Henry, anytime.
Let's say I register for 15 classes.
Uh-huh.
Then I get 15 emails, one for each.
Mm-hmm.
The subject, I believe, of the email just says pillar registration. It doesn't tell me what the date is.
Yeah.
So now I have to go through each one individually to find the one that I need for that day. I'm wondering if in the subject line you could just put a date or something or a class number. And then I'd save those all in a folder and could easily find them instead of going through each one individually.
Let me look at that, Henry. I create the emails from scratch, so I might be able to do that. I just have to find the right coding. But I'll look into that.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yeah. That's a good point, Henry. Yeah. Good idea. Good idea. Okay. So there you're all done. You've registered through Neon. You've got your email that says you've registered for this class and you have the Zoom link. Now there's a couple other ways that you can register. You can also register directly from the catalog. If you go back to Pillar's homepage, you can actually pull up the catalog, or like Henry said, if you've got it bookmarked on your or added to a right onto your computer desktop, you can actually scroll through the catalog itself, and there's register here, register here, register here. So if you find a class that you want, you just click on the words register here, and that'll actually take you right into Neon itself, and click here to register online. It'll actually take you right into the Neon itself. Now you still have to log in. You'll still have to register, log into your account, your Neon account to register, do your password. And if you're a Pillar member, you have an account, but you still have to log in and use your password. So that's another way that you can get into Neon, is just actually from the catalog itself, register for a class that'll take you into Neon, and click here to register online. Another way to see all the Pillar classes, which is really handy, is to go to Pillar's homepage and look at the class calendar. If you go to the class calendar tab, there's a calendar of events for Pillar. And it's a real handy calendar. A monthly calendar just pops up, and you can just select from the date and the class that you want. You can just click right on that class that you want off the calendar. And again, that takes you over to a Neon logon right here, that back to that same logon page, and you can log into your Neon account right there, and then register for your class right there. So there's a couple of different ways to get into Neon in order to log into your Neon account and register for classes that way. So now, if you're telling your friends about Pillar classes, which I hope that you are, you're spreading the word about Pillar classes, and they don't have a Pillar account, it's very, very simple. All you have to do is select the Pillar class registration, the one with the little neon sign, which is a little rocket on there, and you can create an account. It's super simple to create. You just have to fill out this very simple form with name and address on it and email, and you'll get an email back that requests, again, you get this link that says, you'll give you your login information. You've created an account, and it'll set up a login name and a password. It's super simple to set up a Neon account, even if you're not a Pillar member. You can still set up an account. So if you spread the word to your friends and they say, well, I don't have a Pillar account, that's okay. You can set up an account through Neon still and register for classes, even if you're not a Pillar member. Did somebody have a...
Yeah, Sandy, I have a question. This is Margaret. So if they go in there and they see a class they want to take and they click on that class, the system will recognize that they don't have an account and pop that screen up for them to set up an account?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll recognize that they don't have a current account, and it'll ask them to set something up.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. And right now, Vicki, we're getting, correct me if I'm wrong, we're getting some non-members coming to our classes, and even out-of-state people. So.
Yes, we've got 5 different states, well, 6 if you count Colorado, of people taking our classes. So anyone, anywhere could take our classes, and they don't have to be a member to do it.
So if you tell your friends to look through the catalog, and if there's 1 or 2 classes that they want to take, they don't have to be Pillar members, but they do have to set up a Pillar account through Neon in order to sign up for a class. But signing up for Neon is super simple. They just try to register for a class, or they can set up an account and then register for a class through Neon. So it's super simple. They just go to this page, class registration, and it'll shoot them over to this basic information page. They'll get this email that says, you've requested, you requested login information, set up a login name and password, and that's it. And then they'll be able to register for classes. Okay?
And one thing, if you're a Pillar member and you do that, you go there and you go ahead and fill out another account, and then you get to that last page of the registration and the price is wrong, it's probably because you created another account instead of looking for the account that has your membership tied to it. That's a good place to stop and just go back or email us and let us know so we can, help you along the way. If the pricing is wrong, it's probably just because you didn't log in as a member, because once you've logged in as a member, it will show you the pricing automatically. And it should be the correct pricing of $20 a class.
All right. Any questions on the logging in and getting registered through Neon? Okay, super simple to do. And like Vicki said, if you have any problems or questions, email Vicki. You can email me and we'll help you through it. It's really easy to do. It's really quite easy to do. I was surprised. Okay, good?
Mhm.
Okay. Phyllis, all right, good? Okay, so when you register for classes through Neon, thanks, Margaret. When you register through classes for Neon, as soon as you register for a class through Neon, you'll get an email. You'll get that email that Henry was talking about. Also, a day or two before the class, you're going to get a reminder email again with the Zoom link.
I never have, the Zoom link is never on that reminder email for me.
Oh, it should be there, Phyllis. You may have to scroll down a little bit, but it's there.
It's not underlined. I can't click on it and get there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it is underlined. And I'm not sure why, but you can copy it and paste it into your browser and then it'll go.
Yeah.
The first email is better. I mean, the second email really is just a reminder, don't forget you have a class.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, because I kept trying to use that one the first time I did it, and it didn't.
Sometimes if you put your cursor, yeah. Sometimes if you put your cursor at the very end of, well, yeah. Sometimes if you put your cursor at the very end and do a space, it'll highlight that also. It'll make it clickable. Yeah, but do a copy. If you do copy and paste it into your browser, it should work then. Yeah. So
saving the original now and using it.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. If you're using a laptop or desktop with a camera, like I have a camera and microphone with my desktop, you can just click on that Zoom link and it'll take you right to the meeting. If you're using a tablet or an iPad or a smartphone, it's best if you download the Zoom app and then you just need the link to join the meeting directly. So if you've got a tablet or an iPad or smartphone, you should be able to go to your Play Store, or I don't know what they call it on Apple. Do they call it a Play Store on Apple? You should be able to download the app, the Zoom app, and that really facilitates going into Zoom meetings. Okay, so you've registered for your classes, you have your email, and it's got the Zoom link, so now you're ready to start Zooming. Zoom for your class, okay. So now we're ready to go to our Zoom class and Zoom meetings. So Zoom's a way to conduct meetings via the internet with audio and video. There was, when all this COVID blew up, there was a lot of controversy about Zoom being hackable, if you will. And Zoom has done a lot of security features over the last few months. And now it's really about as safe as any other application on your computer, as Facebook, Amazon, any other store. No computer is 100% safe and no company is 100% safe, but Zoom is really much, much safer than it was even just a few months ago. Zoom is one of the things that I like about Zoom is it doesn't matter what kind of email account you have. Just about anybody can join a Zoom meeting or a Zoom class like Pillar has. You can also actually even join Zoom if you only have a telephone, one of the features that people like about Zoom. It's really best to use with your laptop or tablet because you can get both audio or video that way. I'm lucky in that I have a camera and a microphone with my desktop that I can use it that way. Most people use their laptops or tablets.
Sandy, I have a comment. This is Margaret.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that I've been doing a lot of Zoom, and when I was first doing Zoom, I did not need an account to do Zoom. but then they came through with an upgrade. And when I wanted to use Zoom, they wouldn't let me use Zoom until I created an account and applied the update. So I had to create an account in order to get the update, which kind of makes sense because they probably want to know who's picking up their updates.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to mention that if you get down the road and you're coming into Zoom without a Zoom account, and then all of a sudden you can't use it anymore, and there's an update up there, that's probably going to make you set up an account.
Yeah, Zoom has actually gone beyond that now. That was a little while ago. Now I do have a Zoom account, but right now you don't need a Zoom account. You can use Zoom. You can go into Zoom meetings without a Zoom account. If you're trying to set up Zoom meetings, you do need a Zoom account. Like for a couple of the clubs that I belong to, I have a Zoom account so I can set up Zoom meetings for them. But if I didn't have an account, I couldn't set up a Zoom meeting. Do you see the difference?
What I'm saying, Sandy, is it didn't let me apply the update.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I did Zoom stuff forever, and then when they came through and said, "Hey, you can't use Zoom anymore because you're not running the current version,"
Yeah.
it would not let me apply that update unless I had a Zoom account.
Yeah. Well, you can actually sign up for a Zoom account. They are free. There is a free one that you can sign up for.
Right, and it's easy.
It's easy. Yeah, all they need is your name and an email. So you can get a free Zoom account if you want to. So when you do receive a Zoom email invitation, it'll have the meeting name, the date, time of meeting, and a link to the meeting that you can click on to go straight into the meeting. If you're using a laptop or desktop, just click on that link. And like I said before, tablet, iPad, or smartphone, you can download it. It's best if you download the Zoom app. Then you just need the link to join the meeting directly. Do they even send out, Vicki, the meeting ID and password anymore? You can still get them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. I can see it on my side, you know, but in our neon, you know, Zoom links, it's not putting the meeting ID and password there anymore.
Yeah.
Because one of the groups I belong to, they're still using it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in addition to the link, there's also a meeting ID and a meeting password, which is usually the meeting ID is like, I think 11 or 12 digits, and the password is also like 9 digits. And if your link doesn't work, you can use the meeting ID and password. And I know the meetings that I set up, you still have the meeting link and password in there, but I haven't had a meeting that's used those in quite a while. It's all just click on the link, which is pretty secure.
Right, but you would need your meeting ID and password if you had people for some reason that wanted to join via phone.
Yes, yeah.
That's true.
That's true,
would.
yes.
And then you would have the full invitation because it has phone numbers in there too that they would call in. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I mean, I don't know if you guys have anybody doing that now, but on a lot of the Zooms we have a combination of people joining from, you know, via the link, and then we have people joining via the phone as well. So you have to have all of the information.
Yeah. So that's where I guess you need it. Yes, via the phone. Thanks, Margaret. So here's where you get the email about registering. In fact, I registered for the beer call, the Zoom beer call this time. You get the Zoom member beer call. This is on the 25th of September. And down here's the virtual meeting URL. This is where I can click on this link just to go right into the beer call that afternoon, that evening. So that's the clickable link for the Zoom meeting. So like I said, I'll just copy this information and put it right into my calendar setting. And so I can save it that way. So it's right in my calendar. I can just go to my calendar and just click right on that link and go right into the meeting. And that just clicks right on the hyperlink. Sometimes the hyperlink won't have a, that's where I was talking about, Phyllis, where I just put the cursor right behind the link itself and just space once and it turns it into a clickable link. Did you see it turn blue there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes I'll do that. It just clicks it and turns it blue like that. Try that on yours.
Yeah.
Just put the cursor right behind the last digit in there and do the space bar and it turns it into a clickable. Try that, okay?
Okay.
I think, let me undo there. Yeah, try that on yours, Phyllis, because see, it doesn't look like it's clickable and it won't click on anything, but just put the cursor behind the last digit and space bar once.
You don't want me to do it now, do you?
No.
Yeah.
And that should turn it into a clickable link and see if that works for you, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
And once you click on that link, you may have to click on it'll pop up, your browser will open up and you'll get a screen for Zoom and it may ask you open zoom.us. And you'll have either cancel, and I'm sorry, I took this off of a video, so it's just a little blurry, but it'll say either cancel or there'll be a button that says open zoom.us. And you can open zoom.us, so it's safe to click on that. It may also say join from your browser, and you can do that, say join from your browser. That's actually how you get into Zoom. Okay, so there's a couple, it'll ask you, you want to join Zoom, click here to launch the meeting or click here to join zoom.us, and you can tell it yes on that.
You
That
know,
makes sense?
I think too, in the update, I've seen it on my computer. They also have a little button you can check that says, you know, that you want it always to open up when you click on a Zoom link, and it bypasses this. So if you see that, go ahead and just check it, and that way it's one less step that you have to do to get into your class.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. I'll have to look for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got to do your updates.
Okay.
Margaret's right. You have to have your updates for Zoom.
So then you might get a screen after you tell it, okay, I want to open zoom.us. Then you might get a screen telling you the host has not started the meeting yet, and you'll be put into a waiting room until you're actually admitted into the meeting. So you have to wait for the host to start this meeting. Like I got into the meeting this morning with Vicki. I was a little bit early, so I had to sit there and wait and wait and wait. So, so once you're admitted into the meeting, once you join the meeting, the Zoom may ask you to enable audio or video, and you just click yes to it or enable. Now there's a bar down at the bottom of your screen that says, usually at the bottom, it may be at the minus right now at the, I got to switch mine to the bottom here. You have mute, stop video. Now, some people think that the video means that you're recording. No, this video is your screen that's looking at you. That's your video showing you. You can actually, the mute too is you can use your space bar to mute and unmute. When you join a pillar class, you're going to be automatically muted at the beginning. And you can actually unmute by pushing the space bar and holding it while you're speaking. So that's just one of the little tricks. Yeah. And the video, if you're not showing up, Margaret, what do you use to stop your video and unvideo? Do you just click on the stop video and?
I mean, it kind of depends, Sandy. Yes, I do use the little icons at the bottom, but
Yeah.
What I like to do is I like to set I set up in gallery view when you're speaking, and up in your right-hand corner, there's a mute and unmute there. I tend to use that a little bit more, but either one works.
Yeah, I tell people just kind of play with it a little bit and see what they want, see what works for them. Also along this bottom, it tells you how many participants in the meeting. Like we would have on ours, we would have 6 of us. There's also a chat. And if you hit on chat, it'll pop up usually on the right side of your screen. And you can chat with everybody, or you can actually chat with individual members. You can select people to chat with. You can type the messages. You can type messages to the whole group, which during our classes, you can actually type questions. That's a good place to put your questions, because usually Vicki will monitor the chat during a class and see if there's questions out there to ask for the instructors.
So Sandy, what I would encourage to do if people want to now is, why don't we have anybody that wants to send you a chat message so
Sure.
that they know how chat works, and so then they'll be prepared in class.
Perfect. Do a chat.
So yeah, just send Sandy a chat. Chat should come up. We'll see. Did I get chat? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
Who's chatting out there?
You don't know, huh? I am. But I don't know what to do then.
And I see.
I did it the other day and it didn't go through. So
And
what did I click
Don't
on?
forget to hit enter when you're done typing, and then it'll go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we see Phyllis.
There we go. And I see, yeah, I see Phyllis Smith to everybody. It says hi there. And I say
Yeah.
hello. I see Margaret. Henry's out there. Henry knows how to use chat. He used chat the other day. I don't see anything from Carol. Carol, are you getting that? Yeah?
Yes, I am.
Good. Okay.
I had no
There's
idea.
cat.
Okay. Thanks, Margaret, for
So
having us do that.
that's good. So chat's really handy. I know we had a B club meeting. I think we had 30 some people, and we used chat quite a bit on that for asking questions of the instructor. And I monitored chat on the side while people were asking questions, because there was just too many people to jump in and ask questions. So we used chat. It really worked actually pretty good.
Right. And so what, if you guys are wanting people to use chat, you know, in the pillar classes, which I think is probably maybe a good idea, you might want to, at the first of the class, have people who aren't familiar with chat try it, because what I found in my other Zooms is that people will hesitate to ask a question because they can't make the chat work.
Yeah.
Okay. Good suggestion. That's good. Now, next to chat is also share screen. Now, I'm screen sharing right now. So I'm on my computer. Vicki has kind of turned the computer control over to me, I guess you could say. So you're seeing my computer screen at home. Now, some instructors are sending their stuff to Vicki, and Vicki's actually showing it on her computer. But in this case, I'm at my house showing you my computer screen here on Zoom. That make sense? So we're sharing my screen. So that's one of the neat things about Zoom, is I don't even have to send this to Vicki for Vicki to display. I'm displaying my computer screen here now.
The other words of wisdom I would say is, if you're a participant in a meeting, do not hit the share screen button.
Oh.
Yes, we've had that happen before. So yeah, please don't use the share screen. Then we'll see your screen too.
Exactly.
Well, Vicki's got the power here, so she could actually stop that. So
yes, I can stop anybody from doing anything. I can even take you out of the class.
Now, this is the other thing that I learned too, is depending on if you're using like a small tablet or an iPad, you may have to swipe left or right. I'm swiping here. Yeah, I use my hands, but you can't see them. Maybe I should scoot back when I talk here. Depending on your device, you may have to swipe left or right in order to see some of these controls. So if you're not on a laptop or a desktop, if you're on a small tablet or an iPad, you may have to swipe in order to see some of these controls. And I'm not familiar with an iPad at all, so I'm completely lost when it comes to iPads. And I'm going to try a Zoom meeting on my tablet just to see if I can get more familiar with using these on my tablet. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, the record button, I think I have the record next here. Let's look here. Oh, we talk about chat. Okay, share screen. The room host controls this, allows you, okay, record. For all pillar classes, only Vicky can record. She's got that disabled for everybody else. So it's not like Henry or somebody else can record this and then distribute it out to anybody else. Only Vicky can record the classes.
And the reason for that is that once it's done, once the class is done and it's recorded, I go ahead and edit it, and I edit out, you know, comments that aren't pertinent to the class. You know, so people watching the video don't hear us talking about Sandy's dog or, you know, things like that.
Come on, sometimes that's the most fun part of the class, you know, so. And then there's the reactions, and the next to that is the reactions, and they just came up with new reactions. Just where's my reactions? Record. Oh, I don't have reactions on mine.
Sandy, can I mention one more thing about
Sure.
chat before we go on?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so when you go into chat, another thing that I found, it took me a while to figure out, is when you go into chat and you're sending your message, at the to line, there's a little drop-down box. And so you can send your chat to everyone, or you can send your chat to anyone that you need. Like if you need to send a message maybe just to Vicky or just to the presenter, and you don't want to interrupt the whole meeting, you can send that chat just to a specific person.
Just to one person, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I don't have, well, my screen is actually sharing, so I don't have a reaction. Can somebody, Margaret, show some reactions there too. I know Margaret has them. She's got a thumbs up there. You can see Margaret's thumbs up, clapping. Do you have the other reactions, the party one?
That's all I have. I only have the two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody should have some party reactions there. So there's some more reactions that they have now. They have celebrate reactions now. So there's Carol's got celebrate.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. Very good. They've started with some newer reactions too. So they're trying to expand out the reactions. So that's good. So you should also be able to see the other members of the meeting, and there's some menu options for that in the upper right of your Zoom screen or by swiping. So right now I have everybody on what they call film strip, or you can do gallery view. Does everybody see everybody else in the upper right of their screen? Right above the picture of whoever you see talking, there should be little dots.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a grid of 9 dots.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gallery view. So if you hit that, you'll see everybody in like a square, a gallery view, and you can expand that or shrink it down. Phyllis, do you see that?
Nope.
There's also 2 dots that look like a couple of bars. That's the film strip view.
Phyllis, what kind of device are you on?
A laptop.
A laptop.
I
Okay.
I just
Okay.
clicked on view options.
Okay.
So mine's up in the very top right corner. It says speaker view, and then it has a little box that it looks like a checkerboard, and it says gallery view.
Yeah.
I've seen that sometimes, so I don't see it today.
Don't see it today, huh? Okay.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah, there should be up there. There should be a grid. It should be a gallery view. Should say speaker view. There's different views you can do. It may be, you may have it under view options.
Let me jump in for a minute.
Yeah.
Sometimes in order to see it, you have to move your mouse up toward the top of the screen.
Yeah.
And you'll see exit full screen. You don't want to do that. And next to it, you'll see if it says speaker view, it means you're in gallery view.
Mm-hmm.
And if you click on it, it switches it into speaker view. If you click on speaker view, you're in speaker view, and on top it says gallery view. So what it shows isn't what you're in. It shows you how to change it.
Right.
Yeah.
Phyllis, can you see it with your mouse to the top?
And I'm out all the way now. I'm trying to get back in.
You're out. All right.
I might be back in. I am viewing Sandy, it says.
Okay.
You see, if you move your mouse to the top, what does it say?
Sign in Zoom, post it doesn't say anything. Here, I need to, it's not letting me. New options.
What's to the right of that? If you move your mouse to the right.
I'm just trying to fill the screen first, and it's not
Yeah.
letting me. Oh, come on. The view options is hiding my ability to get the screen.
The
Oh,
view
there.
options also has fit to
Okay, there.
screen, or you can
Now
adjust.
it says speaker view and exit full screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have that before. I don't know why I have it now.
If it says speaker view, you are not in speaker view, you're in gallery view.
Yeah.
And so click on it to get to speaker view. Then it says gallery view. That means you're not in gallery view, you're in speaker view. So that little button says how to change to the whatever it says.
So you should be in gallery view now then. And can you see everybody, Phyllis, or just?
No, it
Oh,
didn't allow
okay.
me to change.
Okay. Well, we'll have to work on that. Maybe we'll have a practice Zoom session.
Zoom ratio.
So everybody else should be able to see in gallery view or film stream.
I
That's
found
usually,
something that said side by side and clicked on it.
there you go.
Another thing you can do is highlight the instructor. You could spotlight them or pin them, and then you're not distracted by anybody else in the class, and that's all you see. When I record, I do that, so we only see the instructor. We don't see everyone else in the class.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea for the recording.
And speaker view will do the same thing, right? Because when I do speaker view, I only see Sandy and her presentation.
It should. It should, either that or it's, it's highlighted, like Sandy's at the top and she's got a ring around her, a border.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can play with the views and see what works. And then when the meeting is finished, you just simply push the leave button and it takes you right out of the meeting. Or the person who's hosting, in this case, Vicky, she can actually end the meeting for all. So she's got the power.
Sandy, it is a good idea though to do like one-on-one sessions if you guys are up for that with people, because it's that way they're not as, I know I did that with somebody and I wasn't as scared to push the buttons.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. And that's what I say here is set up a practice meeting. Ask a friend who's used Zoom if you can, set up a practice meeting. And, even Henry and Phyllis, you guys, if you want to set up a practice meeting with me, maybe Henry can sit with you, Phyllis, and we can do a practice Zoom meeting. Don't be afraid to click on stuff. And don't be afraid, because even if you get kicked out of the meeting or you accidentally leave the meeting, you can always go back in. So set up a practice meeting and click around and see what it does and see what the buttons do. So, and I think we could do that, anytime that you'd like to, we can set up a practice meeting. So anyway, so you've registered for your classes, you've got the emails, you've clicked on the link, and now you've gone into the Zoom meeting and you can just sit back and enjoy your pillar classes. Yeah. So there you go. And there's Zoom itself. If you just Google Zoom and you go out to the Zoom website, they have got a bunch of instructional videos. You just go to their homepage at Zoom and you scroll all the way down to the bottom. They have how-to videos. They have a bunch of them. And they're really easy to follow. And also YouTube has got a bunch of Zoom meeting how-tos. And I've watched several of them out there. They're pretty well done, but Zoom itself has got a bunch of how-to videos, and they've got a bunch of frequently asked questions and instructional pages that you can go to that are very clearly written. So you can also visit those just to learn a bit more about it. So there you go.
Mhm.
And Zoom is always updating its features. So again, like Margaret said, they change and they change and they change. So they're updating, updating, updating. So it may be worthwhile to sign up even for one of their free accounts just to keep up with the updates.
Yeah, you want to pull in their updates because that's where their security fixes are coming in.
Yeah. So that's all we have. So hopefully that makes you a little bit more comfortable using Neon and a little more comfortable using Zoom.